Alright, well, after a very, shall we say, awkward moment in the first, or previous episode of the first one, we're here now for episode 5, which of course will not be the finale of this act. For the last probably half an hour, I've been arguing with my mom about over Facebook. I'm not arguing necessarily, but just like debating, I suppose would be a better word. And get this the remaining amount of potato chips in this bag out of my way. Throwing amount, whatever. I don't know. I might elaborate on everything I say. I slept for literally 12 hours, so I think I'm awake enough to do this video this time. I'm not going to fall asleep in the middle of it. Granted, I'll only be up for like 20 minutes anyway, because I'm only doing 2 races in this episode. Oh, my mom is sarcastic and I can't be mad. Gee, I get it from her. And that's like where all my humor comes from, is being sarcastic and annoying. Mom is a very interesting person sometimes. This race gets boring, I'll probably just start reading what we're saying to each other over Messenger. Because I think we both know that at some point or another this race is going to start to get boring. At least a little bit, anyway. I thought because Falcon wasn't in 5th, like it would said on the list that he crashed again. I was like, are you kidding me? No, he's just in 6th now. Now he's in 5th. You know, this is definitely this is also a Falcon track because the majority of it is on a straightaway. Honestly, if it weren't for the chicanes, the 3 different chicanes, it would probably even look like an F-Zero course. A little bit of grass there, Falcon. Got enough Porsches in the top 5 right about now. I'm in a Porsche, Gearhead's a Porsche, Falcon's a Porsche, and Bert's the other Porsche, and he's probably going to be a part of that group pretty soon. I have 4 Porsches, and 3 of them are kind of broken cars, and then the 4th one is mine, which is the worst one, as you can see. And of all the courses, this is probably the best chance to ever score. We're currently having a debate about whether or not I use makeup of all things, and that's what my commentary is when I've been there right now. I didn't fall asleep again, I swear. I've just been trying to explain to my mom that I don't use makeup. I don't even really want to get into how we got to this point in the conversation to where mom is accusing me of using makeup when I barely even care enough to take a shower or shave. Grease lighting just is all three of the Powerpuff Girls in front of him. Weird misses with great power. These four are basically all the same person, except for Grease Lightning isn't very cute looking, he's just fast. And I guess technically Mojo Jojo is the same way, but he's also he's also not cute. Granted, now, of course, Grease Lightning has his weird abilities removed for several purposes, but he still had them at one point. Okay, I guess I won't be scoring. I don't think I'm ever going to in this particular series anyway. And it's once again the Falcon and Alex show. I would expect nothing less at this point. With that kind of being the dark horse in this race, that's sort of been the problem with his McLaren P1 here. He's got all that power but nowhere to use it most of the time, and not much of an ability to be able to even try to use it on most courses. Here he has that ability, and so this problem just goes away. And there goes Vern. That's the problem with Monza. When cars are this drastically different, the race results can basically be determined before it even begins. And especially starting where he did, I basically knew that Falcon would pretty much win. But from 12th, I figured at least 12th. Yes, 12th, I figured it'd at least take a bit longer for Alex to get here. But nope. Within 3 laps, he was in second after starting in 12th. Okay, I just said I wasn't tired earlier. What the heck? You know, you can see the reflection of the trees on the top of the car, but it's really just the same exact picture over and over again as long as there are trees next to it. In an area that would end up reflecting on the car. I just had a really, really bad coughing fit. And now that has overtaken Von Diesel. And any other track, starting first would have been a big bonus for Otto because he has the handling to stay in there. He does not really have the top speed though. His car only reaches like probably like 180. Yeah, well we have like Falcon who's reaching 210 down the same straightaway, so that really doesn't help you. Bert actually doesn't have that much top speed either. I think he would in a car like this, but it's all handling. Or it's at least mostly handling that like gets him to where he is. Sim, I am decently excited for Beat That because, I mean, it's a Hot Wheels game that I played for the first time in a month. And it's a Hot Wheels game that I played a lot in not very distant times. Granted, of course, not as much as World Race Velocity X or Slim Track Challenge, or even World Race in the GBA, which I still play on rare occasion when I'm really, really bored. But I still play it. Also, I think Carbon has passed Auto as well. Yep. And I'm still somehow in 10th. Also, Blossom passed Buttercup. When did that happen? And I think she's about to try and pass me, but I actually have just a little bit of power, and not much else, but that's enough to escape her for the time being. Now, of course, normally I would actually probably just, in a realistic scenario, I'd honestly just let her by, because passes like this are what basically will determine the length of her lifespan. Because, of course, if Mojo beats them all, they all are destroyed. Because, you know, it's a cartoon show. We can't say that they died or are killed because it's not cartoony. But destroyed is perfectly acceptable. And there were some reasons that made me think of, like, you know, I mean, obviously you know, but Powerpuff Girls have, of course, had their own video games over the years between both the new and old versions of the show. And even the 2006 anime they had also had its own show, its own game on the DS, but it was a Mario Party ripoff that wasn't translated into English. But anyway. But there's the PS2 GameCube game that they had. I just hit the input button by mistake. But, you know, they had this PS2 GameCube game. I don't think it was on the Xbox. No, it was 2003. 2002 and or 2003, so it didn't exist yet. But one of the game over lines is Mojo Jojo saying, "Haha, the Powerpuff Girls have been destroyed. I knew they were too weak and stupid to resist those aliens." So what is that saying about you, who they have a flawless win record against? Because if they were too weak and stupid to beat the aliens, then that means you were even weaker and stupider than they are. I don't know. There's something that I just nitpicker in me immediately points out when playing a game like that. So Falcon wins again. Hardo starts on pole to be the basically best of the rest. Actually 3 with a less than ideal performance, and I am the lead of a very long train. I say very long, we've had longer, but it's a 6-car train. That's not really that, I mean, that's still a decent number. Oh, well, okay. I guess I won't be scoring. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Be down to this last singular corner. As he looks for literally any way he could fathom that could get him around me, but I finally scored a single point. It took me 12 races in this car, which is like a tier 2.5 car. And I definitely have some very lengthy tracks for this episode, that's for sure. 'Cause this race will be like another 10-12 minutes. Oh yeah, I forgot Alex like passed Falcon in the race I ended the last episode on because of like I don't know. I don't think he wrecked in that race. I don't quite remember him crashing, but then again I slept. I don't know, he crashed at Black Cat County, he, crashed at Brands Hatch. Where was that? Oh. That might have done it. That might have screwed him up a little bit. And I don't think it'd be pretty hard to crash here at Spa. Then again, it's also hard to crash here, and you found a way. I guess maybe he did crash at one of the other two, because he didn't crash at Monza, obviously. We just saw that. I guess I'll just have to look through the videos while I'm, you know, loading the game here and see if he crashed in any of the last races, or if it was just, like, Alex succeeding. Just misspelled my cousin's name because autocorrect. God darn it. I was not at all looking at my videos, I was looking at Messenger for this entire loading screen. Whoops. So now looking back, and into the earlier races in the series. When he won at Barcelona, he won at Imola, at least it looks like he will, based on just where I skipped to. Yeah, he won at Imola. Yeah, we know he wrecked at Brands Hatch. What was the point out? What was the points? Yes, that is perfect grammar. He was ahead then. I should also maybe start the race. Oh, I should also probably go back to the pits so that you can see the race. There's Falcon. There's a lot of fog here, isn't there? Not Scotland. It's probably not that weird, honestly, for them. Oh, looks like that and Falcon had a bit of a wreck. Oh, I just had the screen still moves. He would claim 6th in Spa, which I guess would probably lost him a lot of points. And where did he fish in Silkfish? Where did he fish? Yes. And he finished 4th, and so therefore, after Silverstone 67, he was 4 points behind Alex. So yeah, that was Alex, I think, went on to get 2nd at Silverstone, so that was more big points for him. Buttercup also has some damage. I should actually probably go through the replay and see what kind of damage some of these cars have, and in case any of them maybe got some of it from crashing. Yeah, I should expect a lot of the cars to the front. Well, Gearhead has damage, apparently. We'll probably have to look into that. I imagine most of them just hit the wall. And you got awfully darn close there. Okay, as before this, I guess. Also, I am partially trying to just pad the runtime a tiny. Oh, he must have sit here. He hit it here, I think. Yep. I imagine that's probably similar to what most people ended up doing. Let's see, I would assume I don't have damage. I keep hitting bubbles instead of myself. Oh, I do have damage, but I probably just did the same thing, if I had to guess. Yeah, that was not smart in any way, shape, or form there. Let's see, who else has some damage? There's a yellow flag there, what? I saw that yellow flag in the corner. Buttercup has been damaged, I assume. Again, I assume everyone just did the same thing, they all just hit the wall. She about hit me when I screwed up. Well, she didn't want one trying to keep Alex behind her. Probably a good thing because there was no hope in hell that she was ever going to be able to. Oh, she hit it here, trying to move for burn. It wasn't a very hard hit, but I think that's where it was. I don't even know why I bothered looking at that. They were all the same vent that caused all of the damages. Mojo Jojo would be worth looking at though because he was a very big hit to the wall. Assuming that's what he hit. Which I mean, I don't know what else he'd have hit. Oh, the first is stuck there. Well, this was congested as hell into these corners here. Oh, I didn't know Burn hit a wall. He smacked into that and that got in Mojo's way. Because he just bounces off. Well. Of course, granted Burn is still in the race, but he's not doing terribly well in it. Mojo's in last with all of that damage. And Blossom is also damaged. She didn't hit that, surprisingly. She got close to it, that's for sure. Oh, she did hit it, but that's not enough hit to do that much damage to her car. Oh, she just mimicked Burn in the exact same place. Something also had to have happened to Alex, because he's back in 12th. Or not. The leaderboard just didn't update yet, I guess. Yeah, no, he's not in 12th, he's in 8th. Let me put his uses, by the way. Since I fully determined recently, and I mentioned this in the last episode too, that I am probably sick, and this is why my throat is sore, and why I'm clearing my throat and coughing more than usual. Assetto actually has a higher top speed than Gearhead. This kind of surprises me. That the damage to his car probably didn't help as much. Meanwhile, Falcon can do almost 230. This is almost as fast as this is as fast as Prototype 12 can do in Velocity X. While using the turbo, it can reach 230. Or boost, or whatever the game calls it. I don't really know. I don't really care. Grease Lightning sees a personal enemy in front of him. I mean, he's more just a personal enemy, but... The other thing, too, with the idea of that still being a villain, really kind of throws off the idea of the spin-off of, like, that just planning to race to beat everyone rather than trying to sabotage them and the world around them. Where here, he's just kind of here. Granted, he doesn't have any of his powers in this world, I guess, so there's probably that as to why he isn't aggressive in that sense, but... I don't know, I play him off as kind of like an anti-hero here, but he's clearly still the villain. Oh, where you going, buddy? Road's down here. Falcon has overtaken Gearhead. XT3 won't be much of a bigger step. Alex passes Grease Lightning. Next will probably be that, because I think Bert's gonna get around him before Alex can ever have the opportunity to. Logically. Alex passes two people. Where the bumpy the road is. Okay, well I know that car is faster than that. I don't know what's wrong with that he can't get over 180, but my car is absolutely faster. And for the end of even the third lap, Falcon is already back in the lead. And, yeah, he'll also be back in the lead of points with 3 rounds to go. I considered doing a third race here and leaving the last 2 for the end, but I feel like I don't have the time for that. I've been recording for half an hour already. And we still have another 4 minutes of this race. I probably could, but it'd be super close. Plus, my throat is still sore. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's a lot of damage. Oh. What happened? This car is noisy. Yeah, that's ow. That's not good. I know it's hard to see that wall there with all the fog, but I mean... Ooh! Oh! I figure out how the slow mechanic works. Oh, here we go. And honestly, it looks more realistic at that speed than it does at normal speed. Yeah. Not quite how that works. Up! No! No! Yeah, that's one dead Bruce Lightning in there. Is there just something about being passed by Alex? It just induces, like, largely unintelligent driving from the person that got passed? Or something? Ow. Well, it's gonna be a 4-second victory or so. But, I mean, at the very least, he should still get second. Assuming something crazy doesn't happen. It's too far away for Carbon or Bert to make up. Gearhead can, but he also has less top speed than XT3 with all this damage, so he's not gonna pass him. And even if he somehow does, he's not gonna stay ahead, so... Carbon, with like perfect circumstance, may actually even pass Gearhead and or XT3. Alright, that was the misplaced emphasis there. And or XT3. Bubbles will most likely score in this race unless she does something not intelligent in near Auto, or gets wrecked by Auto for that matter. And given that Otto is a side villain, that's not entirely impossible that he will do that. Oops. I just went back to the very same car I was just looking at. Until the first time I've done that. It probably won't be the last either. We've done it twice in this video alone, so... XT3 can get to 210. Almost 350 kilometers right there. It's apparently, according to Brennan, I'll be using to like kilometers an hour. What are you, Canadian? Weirdo? No. This car is kind of like the game, like the power pipes of this specific thing. Decent handling, but it takes a while to get up to its top speed. However, its top speed that it does have is really high. It takes so long to get to it that he never actually fully gets to it on really any track. Even this one. Also, did you pick XT3 for Super Tsunami because it looks like this car? Because I can kind of see that if you did that. Red, white, big rear wing, kind of sporty-ish design. I would actually have said the Demon would have been a better fit as Metacog, but I realized too, Gearhead's a more significant character. So I think Gearhead needs the more significant car, especially considering the Demon was, of course, in Velocity X for the GBA. And XT3 takes second, which ties this record. He hasn't won yet, because Alex and Captain Falcon exist, but Vert had the fastest lap, I guess. So given like 15 laps, he'd have won the race, allegedly, but we don't have time for 15 laps. We have time for like 2 more at most. Bubbles does score 2 points for the not being destroyed cause. But, of course, it'll take a little more than that to pass Mojo, who had that big upset at, was it Laguna Seca? I want to say it was, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh. The rest of the group were kind of far, well, actually no, it's just me. And I was blocking Blossom and Mojo Jojo. I feel like I'm always blocking Blossom and at least one other driver for a long time. Yeah, Buttercup is still the closest to getting ahead of Mojo, but it would take some good luck, and that's not really something she's had. Falcon 9 points ahead of Alex after that race, and it's basically only between them. Mathematically, Carbon and Gearhead and Vert are still able to win, I think. It's a 9 there, yeah it is. But it would require, for Vert, none of the other opponents can really score much. Alex can, of course, still easily win if Falcon wrecks himself again, which, given the final race as well as the next one, that's not impossible. If Carbon or Gearhead manage to win 2 of these races, or if Falcon doesn't score and one of them gets second in every race, they can also win. Or at least they'll tie. And I would probably say Falcon would get it off of having wins, and Carbon and Gearhead not having as many as Falcon or Alex does, or would have. XT3 cannot win. He can only get to 129 from here if he won, or 124, not 129 from here, even if he won all 3 of the remaining races, which, given the car that he's in, is not very likely. Because we have Monza where Falcon will almost definitely win if he doesn't wreck himself. Because it's all top speed and nothing else. Mugello, which Alex, I would think, will win. since Mugello is kind of the in-between of between like needing speed versus needing cornering abilities. Kind of like Barcelona in a way, but kind of to a somewhat lesser extent than Barcelona has. And besides that, Barcelona also requires a little bit more cornering than Mugello does. And Mugello has a like 2/3 of a mile long straightaway. And then we have the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which is only the 6-minute lap, not the 8-minute one. Or at least I think it'll be like 6.5 for these cars. Most of them. Probably like 650, 655 for the Lamborghinis, and probably like well over 7 for my car. Also, for the majority of it, cars that don't have the best handling will very much suffer. So, Greased Lightning, Captain Falcon, and that will not have the best time here. But because of this too, if Blossom or Buttercup start up near the front and Mojo doesn't, they could really gain a lot of points on him because of just the way the track works, with only one straightaway long enough for anyone to really try or really get around somebody, unless they make an error. I mean, sure, people will try in other places, but that's like the best place for it to work. So anyway, that is going to be the end of... I was gonna say the end of Act 8. No, just the end of Episode 5 of 8 Act. I need to use the English language. Stop. The end of Act 8. No, the end of... Forget it. End. Goodbye. Later.